What is going on, everybody? This is Big B, Brian Hanley, and welcome to Steelers Almighty. We are again live tonight. Just wanting to touch base with you guys on what's happening with the Pittsburgh Steelers. Training camp is going on. So just kind of giving you guys a little bit of updates. No practice today. Steelers were off today. So just kind of going through it, talking about what happened. Remember, Steelers Almighty, again, is the fastest growing Steelers podcast on YouTube. Remember to like, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. We appreciate everybody being in here. Let's kind of get to this, man. You know, the first thing I want to talk to you guys about is this Justin Fields thing. There's been a lot of talk, and I mean a lot of talk about Justin Fields going to be the starter. This is his opportunity. Russ isn't going to do this. Russ isn't going to do that. And look, I'm sorry, but I just want to say I want Justin Fields to be as good as possible. I really do. If you guys paid attention, we've been on YouTube. We started this podcast and basically this Steelers Almighty channel. We started this about 110 days ago. And I have been screaming from the rooftops. I thought Justin Fields needed to go win the job. I said, for the long-term future of the Steelers, it's better if he wins the job because he'll be the quarterback for the next decade if he does. And we heard some reports coming out of OTAs, and I thought, it's OTAs, okay. Then we heard some reports coming out of minicamp, and I thought, that's a little bit more troubling because, everybody's there. And now the first 4 days, he got all the reps, people. All the reps with the ones. Russell Wilson got hurt in a training camp drill, which to me, again, a quarterback's pushing the sled. What the hell's going on? I thought that was ridiculous. But him pushing the sled, he gets hurt. The next thing you know, Justin Fields taking all the reps, taking all the snaps. And yeah, it has not looked good. It just hasn't. Here's the thing that I will say is that all the things that we said, and everybody said, not just we, all the things that people have said about Justin Fields have all been true. Is he throws an outstanding deep ball. He, is super athletic. All things can be true. When he actually does make decisions, he's got a great arm, but again, the inaccuracy is there. The ball placement is not there. Hanging in the pocket and holding on to the ball way too long. It's the exact same Justin Fields that everybody saw in Chicago. That's what we've seen so far. Now, look, I know what a lot of people will say. Come on, Big B, you're being too hard on him. It's early. They haven't even put the pads on yet. And you're right. All of that is true. But I will say this. At the quarterback position, with no pads on, it's easier. It's easier, So looking at things and being able to get the ball out and the ball placement, all that kind of stuff is easier, man. And he isn't making it happen. He's just not. Look, I'll say this. First of all, Kyle Allen has looked better than him. And I said it at the time. I'm like, that's an odd signing by the Steelers because Kyle Allen has been a backup. He hasn't just been a third string guy. He's been a backup in the National Football League. I think he can play a little bit. Is he starter material? No, he's not. But I think he's a pretty good backup. So for the Steelers to get him to be the number 3 guy, the Steelers did fine. Okay. But at what point is Justin Fields going to be the guy? Like, at what point are we going to see steps moving forward? I mean, he played 3 years in Chicago, and you can say the first 2 years he had no weapons and he had no offensive line help. I'll grant you that. All that true. And then last year, his offensive line still wasn't good, and it was okay. But they had a couple of weapons, and he still wasn't great. And again, I'm not saying the guy's got to go out there and be Patrick Mahomes. But he's got to be better than what we're seeing. You can't still be holding on the ball too long 4 years into your career. And that's the same thing they said about you the time you took your first snap at a mini camp as a rookie. It shouldn't be the same. At some point, you have to be getting better. At some point, you gotta to have better ball placement. You know, something at some point, the accuracy is got to be there. And if all those things aren't true, and all those things can't get better, are we wrong for saying that Justin Fields, maybe this is all he's got? Are we out of pocket for just saying, hey, man, this is it? You know, I don't think we are. I don't think you're wrong. I don't think you are bad mouthing the guy. At some point, man, it's just this is what he is. Is that good enough? I don't know. I think with better weapons, with a better supporting cast, Justin Fields can be better. I believe that. But does that mean that he's the best quarterback on this roster? Probably not. I think Russell Wilson is still that guy. Does that mean that he can be, a good backup? Maybe. Probably. But man, at some, this has got to start clicking for this guy. We can't just continue to just hold on to the ball and not make the right reads and make bad decisions. At some point, you got to get better at this stuff. And look, I'm not a guy that's ever compares a regular job to an NFL or an NBA, a professional sports job. I don't compare the two because I think that's nonsense. However, if you are looking to make that comparison, just think about your job. If you continue to make the same mistakes that you made day one when you didn't know anything about the job, trying to learn the system, 4 years later, if you kept making the same mistakes, they would first of all, it wouldn't have taken 4 years. They probably would have fired you after 6 months. But 4 years later, you're still doing the same thing? Come on, man. I mean, you guys let me know in the comment section. Let me know what's good. What do you guys think? Am I wrong? Are people out there that are saying the same thing as I'm saying? Are we wrong by saying at some point we just got to say Justin Fields is who he is, and maybe he's just not that good? I would love for him to prove me wrong. I would love for him to go out there and say, once the pads come on tomorrow, I would love for him to go out there and play lights out football. It's going to be back with the twos because Russ is going to be back. But so what if it's with the twos? Throwing the football to wide receivers, whoever they are, your ball placement should be good no matter what. The accuracy should be good no matter what. The decision making and getting the ball out of your hand should be good no matter what. At some point, we got to say, come on, Fields, let's get this thing going. Let's figure it out. We gave up, and the majority of Steeler fans were ready to give up on Baby Hands Pickett. We were ready. We were done with him. Done with him. And I don't disagree. I was one of those people. Who never wanted him drafted. I thought it was a mistake at the time. I didn't think he was that good to be drafted 20 overall. Come on. And the people that we missed on by drafting him, it was a mistake. Fine. What I will say is, after 2 years of no production, we were ready to give up on that. But Baby Hands won some football games last year. Justin Fields hadn't done that. And still making these kinds of mistakes? Come on, man. And I know the athletic talent is there, but that doesn't mean anything. If the athletic talent is there, but you can't get it done, at some point, we got to just say you can't get it done. And I don't think anybody's wrong for saying that, hey, man, this guy just can't get it done. I don't think you're wrong for that. I don't. I want him to be better. I need him to be better. But it is what it is, man. It is what it is. Jar Devil, what's going on, my man? I appreciate you jumping in tonight. I appreciate everybody jumping in tonight. Again, ways that you guys can help support the channel. Super chats, are always open. We got a few of those last night to ensure that you run the conversation and that your question or your statement always gets put up on the screen. That is one way to do that. Also, like, follow, subscribe, all that good stuff. We appreciate that, man. So thank you guys for taking the time to help support Steelers Almighty. Next thing I wanted to talk to you guys about, tomorrow is real football, people. It is real football. There's no more, well, this guy looks good and I think this guy, hey, the pads come on tomorrow and the pads separate the men from the boys. It just does. I know these guys are professionals. I know these guys have been playing football for a really long time. But when the pads come on, things change. No more running around in shorts, in jerseys. It's real big for offensive linemen. Hand placement, being able to really block guys. All of that stuff comes into play. Defensive linemen, being able to get off of blocks, press guy, all that kind of stuff. Even defensive backs, being able to jam guys. All of this comes into play, people. Physicality is back. That's football. That's real football. That's real Steeler football. Physicality. I'm looking forward to it. We've seen guys and we've heard guys, like the Beanie Bishops of the world. We've heard how good he looks out there. Well, let's get some pads on him and see if he still looks the same. Hopefully he does. We've seen the Peyton Wilsons out there running around, superior athlete, making plays all over the place. Let's get some pads on. Him and let's see him do the exact same thing. Now, again, I'm not saying that to say I doubt these guys. I'm saying that because we need to see it from these guys with pads. Dante Jackson out there making plays all over the place. That's a veteran. So I expect him to do the exact same thing. We heard about Roman Wilson taking a big step. That was the one guy I told you guys is to look out in training camp because it looked like in OTAs and mini camp, he was basically out there just trying to get his feet wet. A lot of stuff coming at him. He was just out there just trying to get terminology down, wasn't going at the pace that he actually knows how to play at. Well, it seems like he has taken a deep dive into the playbook and looks like that he understands exactly where to go, and he's playing super fast right now. I love it. And he's physical. That was the one thing. He's a willing blocker because that was one of the interview questions, and he talked about it. Hey, at Michigan, if you didn't block, you didn't get the ball. And that can't be more true with the Pittsburgh Steelers. If you're not going to block in this Arthur Smith offense as a wide receiver, you're probably not going to be out there a whole lot. And they're not going to sub you in and out when run plays and pass plays. They're not going to do that. They expect everybody to be physical. They expect everybody to go out there and block. So I can't wait. I cannot wait. My man Jack Gardner agrees. He loves it. He's at 100%, man. 100%. Can't wait till the pads come on. I can't either, people. I can't either. I think we're going to see some other faces step up. We've heard DeMarvin Leal. We've heard him talk, and we've seen him making some plays out there, but we always knew he was athletic. It's time to see if he can do it with the pads. Again, I'm not saying this to doubt him. I'm saying football's not played in shorts and helmets. It's just not. It's played in pads. I need to see him make the same plays he's been making in training camp without him. I need to see him do the same thing with the pads on when you're being blocked, when the physicality is there. They're talking about him chasing down guys from the backside. He chased down Jaylen Warren from the backside. Okay, that's great. That's great. I need to see more of that. Man. So, as a reminder, I talked to you guys yesterday. We will probably be doing lives again around this time every day during training camp, just to give you guys updates, people that aren't hearing everything or seeing everything. We want to come out and make sure we do this. Also, remember, post-game lives after every Steelers game this year, probably regular season. I don't know about preseason, but every regular season game, we're going to get out and we're going to have post-game lives about 15 minutes after the game. Make sure you jump on YouTube. Come check out Steelers Almighty. We'll be doing that. And again, we'll get out the number for you guys to rant. Give your take on whatever you want to give your take about the Steelers. There'll be a number for you guys to call in, leave a rant, and we will answer that in our podcast that we have on Wednesday. because that's what we're going to do. We still have our podcast every Wednesday. Remember to come and check that out. And if you haven't, like I mentioned before, follow, like, and subscribe. But two things are going to be coming up during the season, man. We got the rants, and we'll have a phone number for you guys to leave a message. We'll have an email for you guys to email if you want to do that. And more importantly, we are going to have post-game lives. Give it to us right after the show. If you want to join and be a member and subscribe, not just subscribe to the channel, but also have a membership, you'll be able to do that. And if you choose to come on, we will actually bring you up on the show. So you can be live. You can be talking just like me and you were talking. You'll have that ability. But you got to be a member to be able to do that. You got to be a member. So make sure that you go and you sign up for memberships to come on post-game lives. We'll look into doing it anytime we're live. We'll do that. And maybe, just maybe, we'll even have you on the podcast. I would guess we're probably going to do that too. So remember to go, if you're already subscribed, go and sign up to become a member as well. We appreciate all that, man. But yeah, man, I can't wait for the pads to get on tomorrow. Pads are going to be great. Practice is going to be great. I'm interested to see what happens. Is there anybody, y'all leave your answers or your questions in the comments here. Is there anybody that you guys are looking forward to seeing with pads on that nobody's really been talking about, or just anybody in general? I'll go first. I'm interested to see Ryan Watts. Nobody has been talking about him at all. Haven't mentioned his name. 6th round pick this year out of Texas. I think his best position is safety. I think he can play a little bit of slot corner. Nobody's brought him up. I want to see what Ryan Watts can do this year. I want to see. Does he have anything? Can he play at this level? I'm very, very interested in seeing that. Anybody else that you guys are looking forward to seeing, want to see anything like that? Who else? On the offensive side, Roman Wilson, I'm really looking forward to seeing what he does as well. But you know what? More than anything, I'll be honest with you guys. I want to see Russell Wilson. I want to see what Russell Wilson's going to do. I want to see him get out there and play some football, man. I do. Because I'm one of those people, if you listen to me, any podcast that I've had, or any video or show, I have said that I don't think Russell Wilson is bad as what some people are trying to make it out his season was last year. Absolutely not. You're trying to tell me with those numbers, over 15 games, that we wouldn't have taken that last year as Steeler fans? Of course we would have. We absolutely would have taken those numbers. So I love it. I want to see him get out there and make some plays. Hopefully putting the pads on has Justin Fields playing a little bit better. One thing that was really weird to me that I've seen, and again, I'm not a big video game person, but George Pickens was an 83 overall. 83 overall. Zay Flowers was better than George Pickens, according to Madden. EA Sports has Zay Flowers ranked or rated higher than George Pickens. I think that's highway robbery. I know we're all Steeler fans. I get that. But come on, man. What are we talking about? 83 for Pickens? Zay Flowers better than him? Not a chance. Not a chance. Not a chance. Not a chance. So we'll see what happens. One last note. It looks like Dallas Cowboys are getting ready to sign CeeDee Lamb. Looks like they're getting real close to having him sign. That was a report about 5 minutes before I came on tonight, is that they were getting real close to signing CeeDee Lamb. So, well, there goes the rumor mill that I had yesterday that the Steelers were going to trade a first and a third and Justin Fields to get CeeDee Lamb. Doesn't look like that's going to happen. Dallas Cowboys are going to take him, which is fine. That was an outlandish rumor that was out there anyway, but I would have done it. I told you yesterday, I would have taken him. Absolutely. And I'd have paid him the money. I would have paid him the money. Brandon Ayuk? Absolutely not. Not paying Brandon Ayuk that kind of money. Not better than George Pickens, because we're not going to pay George Pickens $30 million. And Brandon Ayuk is not better than him. He's just not. You're never going to convince me of that. CeeDee Lamb, on the other hand, yeah, he's better. And I would have paid him that money. Even though I don't like it, I don't like giving a receiver that kind of money, but to have him, a 25-year-old that's that good, yeah, I'd have given him the money. I would have. But that's all right. So, main question here. How do you think coaching game plan changes for Russell versus last year QB play calls? Well, number one, the entire offense is different because the offensive coordinator is better. First, anybody in this chat right now would have been a better offensive play caller than Matt Canada. Anybody in this chat, we could have drawn up plays in the sand and it would have been better than Matt Canada. That's number one. But Russ is good at play action. He's good at play action. Now he's got to throw the ball over the middle. I know that's been a thing. He hasn't really had the type of tight ends to throw the ball over the middle, but he's going to be required to do that in this offense. And I think he's going to be able to do it. I think he's going to be able to do it. So we'll see. We will see. The market is only going up. If he gets 1,400 yards, he's getting 30 million. It's talking about Pickens. You're probably right. You're probably right. If he gets 1,400 yards. But I mean, here's the thing. It would just be 1 year, but if with any competent quarterback play, he'd have had 1,400 yards last year. We know that. We know that. With competent quarterback play and a competent offensive system, George Pickens gets at least 1,300 last year. So, yeah, you get back-to-back years doing that, you're going to get 30 million. Yeah, you're probably right. You're probably right. Again, I'm not going to like it because I don't think that paying a wide receiver that kind of money. But again, I can't be a hypocrite. I'm screaming for the Steelers to pay that big money on the offensive side of the ball to start spending money. And then here they're trying to spend some money and then me say, well, no, I don't want. Yeah, I can't be a hypocrite. Come on, man. No, at some point we got to do it. I think one of the reasons is that Pickens is already on the team. And when he's already on the team, it's like, well, are we really spending the money on that? Well, yeah, the salary cap's the same, man. We're spending the money. Would I go out and pay somebody else? I just don't think Ayuk is that good. That's my only thing. I just don't think he is. I don't think he is. You know, some people are saying, oh, man, he's a top 10 receiver. No, he's not. No, he isn't. So for the Steelers to give up the draft capital and to have to pay him that kind of money, I was just out. I was out. On Pickens, I'll be in. I will definitely be in. It'll be interesting to see what he does this year. You know, I'm excited. But more importantly, like I said, I'm excited about football tomorrow. It's real football, people. No more running around in our underwear trying to play football. No. Now we're putting the pads on. People are popping. People are getting hit. And we'll be back tomorrow, 7 o'clock. We'll be live again, 7 o'clock Central Time, 8 o'clock Eastern. We'll be live again, letting you guys know exactly what happened. I cannot wait to see what happens. And again, it's not the first day of practice. It's just the first day of real football. So they'll be out there hitting each other. It won't be, hey, let's ease into it. No. They already got the easing into it part over with. Because this is NFL practices. While they may have been out there in shorts and jerseys, it's full go. They're just not tackling each other, but it's full go. Tomorrow, it'll be full go. It'll be thudding. It'll be bumping. People are going to get smacked around. We're going to find out what kind of offensive line we got. Now, you're not going to find, obviously, in one day, but again, I know I talked about this ad nauseum yesterday, but I'm going to bring it up again. Can we please get Zach Frazier and Troy Fautanu in the starting lineup, please? Can we please do that? Can we get Dan Moore Jr. out of there? Please. Can we please get our future left tackle over to left tackle? Can we do that? Do we have to keep playing this Mickey Mouse game? Oh, well, we got to make Troy earn it. Man, let him play. Hell, you let Kendrick Green play center. The man had never played center. You let him play. You let Dan Moore Jr. play. But the 17th and 20th pick in back-to-back drafts, yeah, we got to wait on them. We got to make them wait. Give me a break. Come on, man. Get out of the way, people. Get out of the way. That's all I got for today, people. Appreciate y'all being here. Again, Steelers Almighty, fastest growing Steelers YouTube podcast on YouTube. I appreciate you all being here. I appreciate you all support. Again, we'll be back tomorrow, same time, 8 p.m. Eastern, 7 p.m. Central. Give you all another live report. Also, remember, as always, like, follow, subscribe. If you're not doing that already, Steelers Almighty podcast coming out on Wednesday. Wednesday, people, it'll be out. The new episode will be coming out. So, as always, I appreciate everybody being in here. I will catch you guys tomorrow. Y'all have a good one.